Part two. So, I the cops rung my doorbell. They wanted to hear what I'd seen. I told them the same story I just told you. Oh, turns out the guy was at the wrong address. Whoever he said his girlfriend was, had sent him to the wrong address. And then, the cops were looking at his text. But, the cops said just let them handle it next time. I just wanted to figure out if the guy belonged there. And this is my neighborhood, not the cops' neighborhood. They can live here. They ain't gonna rush out here when bad things happen. Trust me, I know. There's been vandalism out here, and they don't come out till the next day. So, I wasn't planning on wailing on the guy with my flashlight or anything. I was just carrying a flashlight to let him know to keep his distance. Flashlight that was dim as fuck. Barely had a light on it, so it was obvious why I was carrying it. Um, yeah, just some poor guy from Oklahoma who went to the wrong address, and I was adamant that he was at the wrong address because I knew the people that live there. I heard them come out just now, and they said, "Were you at our door?" Because it's like after midnight and shit, like it's 1 in the morning now. And they said, "Yeah, were you expecting someone?" They said no because they weren't expecting anyone. The dude was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I kept telling him, like, man, something's wrong here. You've been here for too long waiting for your girlfriend, and there's no lights coming on in the house. I'm glad that the people in the house are safe because that was my primary concern with someone being out in front of their house and acting weird. The cops told me not to get involved in it, but god damn, if y'all know me, you know me. I don't just like, I'm smart enough to make sure that I'm covered, you know? If something happens and I suffer, they're gonna suffer too. I'm just saying. Um, but yeah, so cops at least let the guy know that he was at the wrong fucking address. And that's good enough for me because I'd be mighty uncomfortable with some guy standing outside some house all night. People being inside might be scared. Maybe they don't want to call the cops. But like I said, this is my block. I have kids. I have family. I know my neighbors. I try to take care of them, even if I don't talk with some of my neighbors all the time. Uh, like recently, my other neighbor that seemed like a new neighbor, they had out a lawnmower, and I know a little bit about lawnmowers. So because my dad used to fix lawnmowers, he made all of his drug money off of fixing the flywheel keys of lawnmowers. That's the only way he could get his drug money after a while because my mom wouldn't let him have any of the welfare money for drugs anymore. But, anyway, back to the story about my neighbor. I try not to pry. I really do. My neighbor came up to me and he told me who he was, and we talked with each other after I just commented on the lawnmower, and we started bullshitting. And um, he said that he moved in a few months back because his aunt died. I didn't feel it was my place to ask. I don't know. Like, I didn't see her anymore. So I didn't want to think the worst thing had happened, that she died. But, it turns out she died and they moved in and took over the lease. And, that's fine. But it's just, I care about my neighbors. And I cared about her. She looked like my Mexican grandma. and her name was my white grandma's name. So it was just like a combo for me. And she always just made you feel, she had one of those voices that made you feel special when she talked to you, like you were the center of the world. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Well, yeah, so she gone, and that's sad. And my lesson from that is maybe sometimes you want to know. I want to know what the fuck that guy was doing in front of my neighbor's house. Got right down to it, they pulled him over like quick. And they had him. They were talking with him while they were talking with me. It just turned out, poor guy's in the wrong place. I didn't want the guy to get in any trouble, but uh, for him, it was extreme. For me, looking at him, it was extremely suspicious for him to say that he had a girlfriend that lived in this place and he's never been to his girlfriend's house and he's driving back and forth looking for it. These are all probable things, just unlikely to me, especially if he's trying to tell me that he's waiting for someone in that house and these people always have their lights out by 9 o'clock at night. They're older. Sometimes they have really weird hours because their dad has health problems. But when their lights didn't come on, man, I started getting really fucking suspicious. I'll tell you that. Shit. I can't abide by that. I've seen a lot of things happen in my neighborhood over the years. I've watched a lot of kids grow into teenagers and adults. The guy asked me a question. He said, "Why are you up in my business?" And I told him, "Why the fuck are you in my neighborhood?" Anyway, that's what I got out of that shit. It's been a real shitty day. I went up to the doctor today and they started treating me like shit. They told me to show up. I went into this doctor's office, man, at 2:30. And they said that they were busy. Come back at 5:30 for an appointment because I didn't have an appointment. So I come in at 5:30. They said, "All right, you're all checked in," because I'd been there before with my daughter. She had like pink eye or something. It was like an allergy thing. So we put some allergy drops in her eyes for that. But for this, she was nauseous and lethargic over the weekend. She's been getting better and better. She just has like sniffles and stuff. So to get her back into school, I have to get her negative COVID test or a different diagnosis. Got the negative COVID test and the different diagnosis. And if she doesn't feel well tomorrow, I'm probably just going to keep her home anyways. But these motherfuckers at this doctor's office, HCA Midwest, they're garbage. They don't know who they work for. They work for me. I am not there to acquiesce their feelings. I am a paying customer. I am a patron of your establishment. And if I ask you a question because you never gave me any information as far as how long my wait would be, after I had been there for an hour and I was curious, and then you just walk away because you're so frustrated and you're a crybaby, and you have someone else come out and tell me that I'm getting loud. I told this person that told me I was getting loud that I'm disabled pretty badly in a lot of pain, and I'm subject to manic episodes. And for them to tell me that I'm getting loud after I expressed to them that I am subject to having manic episodes, they said that I was being loud and they would kick me out of their establishment. And I said, "Please do. I would love that right now for you to try that shit. Kick me out because I'm disabled and I have neurological issues. Go ahead." They didn't do shit. I just said, "You're not going to do nothing." And I walked away from them because I knew they couldn't do nothing because they would look like garbage because they were already acting like garbage. If someone tells you that they're subject to manic episodes and they start getting kind of agitated and stuff, and you start to agitate them more, that's a self fulfilling prophecy there. You're going to get exactly what you ask for. My daughter was with me, and I've really been trying to control myself. I am like the Joker when it comes to people antagonizing me. I explode. Windows pop. People cry. Words are said. There's going to come a time very soon when all these fucking hospitals that have been treating us like we have to worship the ground that they walk on, there's going to come a time very soon that that's all going to change. And they're going to have to answer to us. Because where we're at right now, with medicine, with the way that we treat people that are disabled, it's very bad. I'm hoping to get a recording of my call tomorrow with Social Security. Today they didn't answer the fucking phone, so I just dumped the recording. I was ready to do it. But I should be following up with that. I'll be recording it tomorrow, hopefully, because I mean my appointment's on the 11th, and they wanted to talk with me before my appointment because it's so important. Because I said that I have a medical condition when it comes to wearing the scam, and that is that I my medical condition is scientific evidence. Anyway, that's all for now. Peace, people. I love you, savages. Stay savage. The world is going to hand in a hell basket. Sometimes I have crackheads come to my door like, "Hey, I want to talk to your wife." I'm like, "No." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "No. But I know your wife." I'm like, "I don't give a fuck. You're a crackhead. Get the fuck out of here." I mean, you know, that'll probably be the thing that gets me taken out for a channel, saying that, crackheads are bad people because crackheads tend to be bad people. But, they're going to be a protected class soon, just like all these weirdos and maps. Watch for those maps. Put them on a map. Peace.